Hey, so I'm done with my next build and I absolutely loved it. I really don't like minion builds, but this was an absolute blast. The build has really good DPS and satisfying clear with explosions. Just a warning though that this character has some clunkiness to it and definitely requires a really active playstyle. But let's get right into it. So the character is an occultist for a bunch of damage, explosions and great curse synergy. The passage tree is something like this. The most important keystones being EE, Necromantic Ages. We also have Glorious Vanity right here for Corrupted Soul, and the Cluster Jewel set up right here. The Cluster Jewels is a great place to fill out chaos resistance and text requirements. Alright, so there are two cool aspects to this build. The first part is Doedre skin. This lets us summon pillars that apply curses inside the chest piece to nearby enemies. The cool part is these curses don't count to the curse limit, so you can use replica Doedre standings to buff the effect up by a lot. You can also stack your own self-cast curses on top, like Assassin's Mark. So in the end, the curses provide a crazy damage boost, but also some really nice defenses from a mega buffed Enfeeble and Temporal Chains. Because the build invests so much into curses, I suggest avoiding map mods like Reduce Curse Effect and Monsters Cannot Be Slowed. The other part is Arakaali's fang, and this is the source of all damage. This weapon lets us summon 20 spiders from nearby corpses when we kill a mob. To easily proc the on-kill effect, you have to use Riding Char to spawn some worms and kill them yourself while being near some corpses. Now these spiders are pretty much the dream minion. They have really high damage, really good AI, super fast, and damage immune. We are converting spiders to do cold damage with Triad Skip to get a lot of really nice scaling opportunities. We're also using Victoria's Charity Shield with Necromantic Ages for easy power and frenzy charge generation. Since the spiders are damage immune, the helmet Ancient Skull is incredible for close to 50% more damage on the spiders. So the drawback for using these minions is the clunkiness of trying to sustain and re-summon the spiders, which can be an absolute nightmare at times. Also, the spider duration cannot be refreshed, so you have to wait until the spiders disappear to try to summon new ones. The best advice I can give managing spiders is to stagger respawns. At the start of the map, cast Desecrate once and kill some worms to summon 10 spiders. Clear a few packs and then summon the other 10 spiders. So you are never in a situation where you have no spiders active. As for boss fights during downtime, you can unequip and re-equip the weapon to make all the spiders disappear. This lets us summon new spiders with fresh timers when the next phase starts. Having Soul of Brislata helps a lot as well to give some charges to their Riding Char. So those were the most important parts of the build. The rest of the gear is very straightforward. Now you're just looking for high resist and life. If you have an open suffix on any of this gear, you can craft down aspect of the spider as well. If you can get some solid abyssal jewels like this and manage to fill out your resists without the belt, then a darkness enthroned is also great to use. As for the flasks, quartz and quicksilver with bleed and curse immune is awesome for mapping. I'm also using a Sorrow of the Divine with Blood of the Krui for really solid panic healing when needed. Since the build has barely any sustain, be ready to use life flasks a lot when you get hit. Yep, that's it for the build. Really powerful even on a tiny budget with some really solid scaling. Keep in mind, if you want to play this build, you will have to level as something else until level 65. Thanks and see you.